Welcome. Welcome back, baby. Rangers. Hold on. Get the lights on here a little bit more. Let's go Rangers, baby. Welcome back. Yeah, I don't know for any of those PTs or chiropractors or something out there, man. Right in the curve, right here. Right in the curve of your neck. Every single morning, I wake up and it's like constricted. It's like tight. Hurts really bad, like almost immobile. Like I can't even move my neck. And you have to like move it around, and then by the end of the day, it's better. So like last night, or the last 3 nights, I go to bed, it's like stretched out, it's fine, neck's all right, but every single morning after it stays, I guess when it stays sort of in the same place for 7-6 hours, wakes up and it is just intense pain. Like really intense. Like worst pain I've ever felt. Levator scapula. Is that, let me see, what's that? I need my docs in the chat. I need my docs. It's not the pillow, man. It's not the pillow. It's not. I think it pulled it working out. My pillow, I have never had a single problem. There's no way my pillow just over the last 3 days has turned out to be terrible. Someone said this, which it sort of looks like it's maybe something like this. It's that same area. Levator scapula. That is the area. Like right there. Sign of a stroke. Here we go. You're dying. You're dying. Yeah, I don't know. That's actually, thanks for that tip. I don't know. It's probably too much. See what else we got out there. I'll try to do a foam roller. Who'd my guy that said Levator? I trust this guy. Where is he? Christopher. Come to Boca. I'll do some PT work, Christopher. I got some friends that are PTs. I'll reach out to a PT guy. My friend is a PT. Who needs WebMD when you got live stream? You're dying. All right. Thank you for that. Not dying today. I'll tell you that. Too much E&J entertainment? Yeah. TNE. All right. Welcome back. I hope you guys have had a good day yesterday. Yesterday was a good day to walk away. And I think I did a very good job of that yesterday. I was very happy with that. It was around 11 o'clock. Looked like just really not much action out there. Market stayed within a range. And I walked away, and I was very pleased to see that the market pretty much stayed. There's nothing better than walking away from the market and then seeing that it's done nothing the entire time, right? And then you sort of think in the back of your mind, I wonder how many traders are still trying to trade this nothing action. The worst is when you walk away, and then the afternoon trade is like one of the cleanest trades, of the day, and then you miss out on it. So yesterday was good because I walked away, I looked back, and I said, wow, I'm happy I'm not dealing with this right now. So that was my day. I want to continue to have days like this. I want to continue to do better at this. I think this is hugely important, right? Because you walk into the next day, which is today, and you don't regret anything that you missed, right? You look back, you're never regretful the next day. Sometimes you'll have a little bit of FOMO that same day. You'll be like, oh man, I wish I would have traded a little bit more or missed this opportunity, et cetera, et cetera. I can guarantee you the next day you never think about it, right? So try to think like that, right? Okay, I might have FOMO right now, but tomorrow morning I'm going to wake up, I'm going to be refreshed, I'm going to be ready to go, and I'm going to find more trades. So that was my day yesterday. Still a good day. You guys saw my P&L. Some good SMCI trades, a nice AMD trade. But yeah, let's get started. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel. Not really much on the calendars today. If we go over to this right here, really nothing on the Friday calendar. So nothing to really report there. And then the earnings, nothing either. So today might just be a nice clean day. No economic, no earnings, and we can just sort of focus on the price action. Let's go ahead and just start it out here. We'll go to the Nasdaq, and we'll get started. Kreider, man. Kreider, what a beast yesterday. He's like, we ain't losing this game. I'm putting my team on my back, though. That's what he did. He put his team on his back. Kreider was sick. All right. So today, or yesterday, what did we say, right? Yesterday, we came into the market. We said, hey, there's definitely a potential for a little bit of a pullback here on this market. We had a little bit of downside pre-market. We did hold our NASDAQ demand level. I'll make that very, very clear, right? That was one of the reasons why we caught some longs yesterday, right? Why did we catch longs yesterday? If you guys remember, I'll make this red once again in a second. But this is what our charts looked like coming into yesterday, right? This was our chart. Right about, right about there, right? This was our pre-market chart yesterday. We were saying, all right, don't get horned up from the downside pre-market, right? Don't get so excited because we just rejected a little bit. The market's only down, what was it? It was a 0.2%, right? We talked about this early morning yesterday, and we said, watch out for the demand that is still below. Right? Be careful of that demand that is still below early morning because we had a little bit of downside pre-market, but we were coming right into that demand level. And that is the exact level that held all day. And this was really probably the best opportunity of the day. A little bit of upside action there to start the day. Obviously the downside, the later half was nice as well. Just felt like it was a little bit slower and very late, so I'm usually not trading at this time anyway. But the early morning thing that we needed to know, right, was not to short into our demand at that 18,670, and that was a very nice push. Now, that overnight high that we had formed turned into a very clear rejection point, right? You can see right there, very clear rejection point, rejections, right? So that's very clear now, our 18,740. We definitely want to see that level be popped, get back above that level. But for now, right, what am I going to be focused on today? Well, we moved down to our next demand zone, which was our 18,605. You guys remember that, right? This 18,605 area. We are down back at that demand. This was one of our targets for pullback longs. So a very nice little retracement back to our demand lows. And it looks to me like the market's still sort of, right, this is not a concerning, this is not like markets dying, right? This is a very interesting hold here, 18,605. We still have that 18,550. And if we can reclaim that 18,670 today, I'm going to assume this market pushes back to the upside, back towards that 18,740. That's if we can reclaim our 18,670 today. That is going to be the key. So the key today, as we walk into this market, as the market opens, do I start to see that same wick demand action coming in at this level, right? Do I continue to see this action? Am I looking at strength at this level? And if I am, right, I am looking for that move up. So very nice pullback yesterday, as expected. If you can't expect the pullback after a 2-3% straight up move, whatever it was, then you're crazy. So that's a very clean expected sort of pullback yesterday we talked about. Nice rejection of that level. And let's watch, right? Let's watch to see if we can get above 18,670. If so, let's look for that long. We could sort of watch the, it's like right in here. Yeah. It's that 18.7. It was that 709, which was the previous all-time high. So let me put that back on our charts. We did have some reactions at our 18,709. You guys remember that was our previous all-time high. So we'll make sure we have that there, 18,709. And so that could be a little bit of a failure point, right? A little bit of a failure point at that 18,709. That was that previous all-time high there. So let's keep an eye on that. But I think, in my opinion, a strong reclaim of yesterday's lows and this low from Friday would, in my opinion, create not just not like one of these. I think this actually could create something. So I'll be watching for it. We'll see. All right, that's that. 670, 709, 740, and 605. Now, here's the other thing I will say, just as a precaution. After the big move on Wednesday, there is possibility, like we've originally said yesterday, maybe the week just sort of closes sort of chill, right? Maybe the week we just need to chill out until closed by end of day. So if you start to see that, okay, if you start to see that, get out, right? Run for the hills. You do not want to be trading SPX 0 DTE on a day that the market stays sideways, okay? That is like the most insane thing to even consider. All right, let's continue. QQQ, we talked about this little dead zone, I like to call it, like a little no man's land in that area there. We got below that 452. We sort of held, I mean, we're not there quite yet. You can see it's sort of holding in the middle. But this is sort of a zone that I don't want to get too involved in on the QQQ, right in here. This is our 452.20. This was our 450.75. So we're still holding above that. All right, we're still holding above that. And so watching that, the next level to watch, though, for me is this 453. All right, 453 right here. 453. A little bit of reaction at that 453. But I definitely want to have that 453 Friday high on my screen there. So let's be aware of that. I think a hold above this low is very important today on the QQQ, above that 452 area. Right, I think that's important. That 452, that equals this right here, 18,605. I'm sorry, nope, that equals this. That's that 18,670. Right, that's that previous low from yesterday on the Nasdaq futures, 18,670. That low equals this on the QQQ, 452, 452.20, 452, right? So that's definitely a big level. To the upside, let's be aware of that 453, and let's be aware of this 453.50, right? Those are two potential rejection points that I do want to be aware of today. So if we do trade into that 453, if we do trade into that 453.50, and we just start seeing rejections here, guys, that is likely the trade that's going to set up a channel all day, right? If you get this push and you start to see some just really lackluster action and you just start getting those wicks, right? You start seeing that wick action. You guys know what it looks like if you've been watching the market. You know what that sort of nasty wick action looks like intraday. If you start seeing that, this is what you're going to do. And you're just going to stay within this channel until probably end of week, right? And you're just going to do this dance. And you do not want to be a part of that. So I would have some serious guidelines for yourself today, right? Say to yourself, all right, if the QQQ is under, right, I would even say, hey, if the QQQ is under 453.50 today, I am not going to get involved, right, to the upside. I want to see it up above that rejection point. And if so, then, right, then I can look for that continuation. Sort of the same thing on the Nasdaq, right? I don't want to be that involved in longs on the Nasdaq if we're sort of rejecting this previous all-time high, 18,709, or if we're rejecting this 740, right? I want to be a little bit careful, right? Because these could just sort of be pops and rejection levels that I need to be aware that we could just stay pretty sideways today. So tight ranges it looks like for now, but 670, that looks like it's going to continue to be key. QQQ, that 453, I think looks pretty important today, right here. 453. I'd be careful of the longs right into that. ES, So nice pullback off that 53.43, that previous all-time high, turned into a very clear rejection point yesterday. Remember, we had that 53.33.5 level on the ES. You should remember that. That was the level that it was difficult for me to say. 53.33.5. And you can see, look at that late day reaction at this level, right? Very clear. Look at the late day reactions at the 53.33.5, right? Look at that. So you can very clearly see the ES is reacting to that previous all-time high. That's no doubt. And then look at how clean this 53.23 level is right here. Look how clean these rejections are coming in right now. Right? So very clear rejections there. Very clear rejections there. Two very clear supply levels above for now. 53.23, 53.24, 53.33.5. And then we have that overnight high here at 53.43. So very clear levels right there. You can see how they've reacted in the short term. Very, very clean. Now, under that, we have our 53.10 demand, and we still have our 5300. So, could we see this today? Yep, absolutely. All right. We need to get outside of, I would say we need to get above this or below this to really get me interested today. If not, then I'm not getting involved, right? So let's see if we can get a nice hold over that 53.24 or maybe a pullback long to the 53.10. Let's get outside of this channel that we're trading in the pre-market. We do not want to be too involved in that. All right, same thing on the SPY. You can see it very clearly. That is our 529 level. We have that. That is our 528 level. We have that, right? That's a dollar range on the SPY right now. Not really in love with trading in a dollar range on the SPY, especially on a 0 DTE Friday. So let's see if we can get a little bit of action outside of that, right? Can we get above 529? Can we get below 528? Below 528, you got some level at this 527.50. And then you have it at the 527. Okay? Above that 529, you probably trade back into the 530. Right? So you're sort of trading in dollar ranges here. Right? 530, that's our very clear rejection point right there. Here's your rejection point right now, 529, 530, right? And below that, your 528. So can we get a, break and hold over 529 today? A little break and hold over pre-market highs for a nice upside trade into 530. Let's look for it. Can we see rejections of the 529 for some downside into 528? We can look for it, but we have to understand we are trading in tight ranges here. It's Friday. It's the last day after a big move on Wednesday. I'm assuming my best judgment right now is short scalps, one and out, right? One and done type of day. That sort of feels like the right vibe. If we can catch something early morning. All right. If you guys could press that like button for me. Wow, really bad on the likes. Someone doesn't like that I talked about the Rangers today, huh? Russell. So we rejected that 21. We rejected that 21.25 level on the Russell. Put a little level at some of these previous highs here. 2090. Looks like you're sort of breaking that 2100 today. Yeah. So I'd say let's watch like this previous high, this previous high, this previous high, this little low here. Let's see what the Russell does back to here. So if you are long or if you're watching the Russell, I'd say watch this right here. This 2090. This looks very clear. 2090, 2090, 2090, 2090. So let's look at that. But you can see right now the Russell's having a lot of pressure, a lot of trouble at that 21.25. And this was one of our major levels we talked about. All right, look at how important this 21. It's really this whole zone up here. If I was trading the Russell, I'd sort of be looking at it like this. I'd be a little bit cautious in this entire, anywhere from 21.25 to like 21.30. A little 5-point range on the Russell there. Maybe up into the 33. This whole zone looks sort of heavy up here, right? So you can see all these reactions up here. That whole zone looks sort of heavy, and that's sort of where you're rejecting right now. So be careful up there on the Russell. Could see a little bit of weakness up there. For now, I'd say look for a pullback to this 2090 area. All right. All right. Go to the Dow Jones real quick, and then we'll get into some stocks. Dow Jones, Mike Jones, Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, 1 year left to see what he can do. Probably nothing. You're really just watching that all-time high there. Is that all-time high? Yeah. And then, is that all-time high? Sure is. So you're really just watching that all-time high there, it looks like. Let me go back. The pullback would be nice at 39.7, but I don't know if you're getting that yet. But that's really the pullback level you want, right? Look what it did previously, right? Look at how similar this is. Push, pullback, created a long, right? Obviously, the double top came in, but where was the long after the breakout here, right? Think about this. Where was the long? And this is just doesn't just apply for the Dow. It applies for every stock. Every stock, this is just how the market works. Big long, right? Big squeeze. It pulled back. And it pulled back to the breakout point, right? And you can see that was your long entry. So today, right, you see the breakout. You'd love the pullback to find that next long entry. So for me, that long's really down at that 39.7 on Dow. We'll see if it can come back for you. If not, then obviously watch out for the all-time high at 43.20. All right? All right, let's get into some stocks. If you guys could, press that like button for me. Tesla. So Tesla sort of held that 20 SMA yesterday, which is sort of intriguing. Tesla's just been such a sort of, I don't want to say impossible, but it's just been a pretty lackluster and not really advantageous thing to trade. Like, this is Tesla. It's had a few days, right? It's had a day. It has like a few moves over like a 10-minute period. But overall, man, it's just no continuation, no real fluid action in my eyes. So Tesla looked like it was going to start to move. Looked like it was going to start to maybe get a move on. Bam, straight back under the channel. And you're back under 176. And you're back above 171. Now, yesterday, a nice hold of 171. A nice hold of that daily 20. You saw that very strong hold yesterday. If I go to the 5-minute chart, you can see it, right? Tesla opened the morning, had a big drop, instantly popped off that daily 20. So that daily 20 is a pretty legit level, and it's definitely holding Tesla up, right? We can see that very clearly here. But I don't know, man. I need it over 176, right? Today, the only trade you can really look for, the only trade that makes sense right now in terms of levels is the 176 fade, right? The only risk-reward trade here is this, right? Is the fade of 176 back down into 171. So if the market is weak today, you could look for that. Maybe a little 176 fade. Very possible. If Tesla gets over that 176, then we could see that long step in, right, over that 176. But overall, pretty much sideways. I would watch the 176, and I would watch the 171. And I would just continue to see if there's a channel trade there. Nvidia looks dangerous today. Dangerous as in dangerously good. What level did we say Nvidia should pull back to, right? What level were we watching? It was 936. You guys know this, okay? We were watching 936, 936, 936, 936, right? Very clean. Look at the hold that's going on right now. Look at the hold that's going on right now. That looks incredible. I would absolutely be looking to hold over 936 today on Nvidia, and I will absolutely be looking to long this off that level. Really interesting. And if you can just get a little bit of action on this market today, I would absolutely be looking for this to be a pullback long. Guys, please, okay, there's a major thing in your trading, and I'm going to say it right now, and it's going to be very important. You have to mature as a trader. You cannot be so focused on what's happening in the microsecond chart, okay? This is something you need to mature as in a trader. if you're going to have success, especially if you want to do some swing trading, okay? If you want to do some swing trading and you're worried about a swing trade because of yesterday's downside, then you have a very long way to go, okay? This should not concern you after Wednesday's move. If you are looking at a swing trade, if you are looking to sort of, be someone that actually holds on to moves or some that tries to grind out these moves, right? This is not a reason to sell a swing trade, right? After a move like this, okay? That is a 5% move followed by a 2% drop, right? You are still very much on that sort of way the market sort of, consolidates and moves higher, right? Look at this, right? How did you catch this? How did you catch that next upside move? How did you catch those next legs higher? And I'm not saying this is going to 100% move higher, but I would say more often than not, right? You have to be able to look at this as an opportunity yesterday, more than like a, holy shit, I can't believe Nvidia's down today, right? This is, in my opinion, how this looks right now is not a, holy shit, Nvidia's down, I can't believe it was down yesterday. Like, is Nvidia going to zero? Okay? This is a very clean 960 rejection. You should be very aware of that. We were screaming and hollering 960 rejections. That's without a doubt the level that was going to reject, right? That was your 4-hour double top. No concerns that level is rejecting, okay? And you are holding still above this previous 4-hour level at 936. So 960, without a doubt, was a rejection point. We had our 936. So what do you do here, right? You relax and you wait and you look to see if 936 holds. And if it doesn't, then you could sort of change your game plan. You could say, all right, today I'm going to hold my Nvidia swing trade as long as it's over 936, okay? And if it is, I will hold on and I will look for the upside. If Nvidia breaks under it, then I will accept that Nvidia is no longer holding a major demand and I will exit the position, right? But it's not a, oh my God, there's a, 2-minute downside candle here. I don't know what to do, right? It's a, where's your plan? Where's your levels? Focus on the larger term levels. This needs to be done if we're going to improve the way we manage and hold positions, okay? Very important. Very important. I know it sounds a little rough. I know it sounds a little bit mean. I know I might offend some people, but that's the only way you are going to result in larger trades is if you can have the ability and the confidence and the patience to have to give some back if we have to pull back a little bit after a monster move, okay? It's not out of the ordinary for a stock to move lower after a monster move. This is the same as SMCI, right? I have not a single concern on the SMCI trade that I had, right? Because it's still holding above my key demands. And yesterday we said, hey, 950, very potential rejection point, right? Very potential rejection point. And we could be moving back down into our 900 pullback level, right? 900 being my very interesting pullback demand level. And that is where SMCI pulled back to yesterday. All right, we can see that right here. You can see SMCI rejected our 950, has pulled back into our 900. I like this potential little break and retest long still, right? So using my levels to decide my trade, not using my emotion to get out of positions because I don't want to see my profits go lower, okay? 900, watching that level, right? Very important. Let's see if this holds. If it does, I hold, right? If this holds, I hold. So that's how it is, right? That's how I trade. If that level holds, I am holding. If we break below, sure, right? I'm get out, right? Get out, doesn't hold, move on, next trade. But SMCI, I think this looks very interesting today. Already looking to see a little bit of pressure here to the upside off that 900 level. If I see a little double bottom, I'll be probably adding into this. But if not, I'll probably be holding my longs into next week. So 950, that's your big supply above. Yeah, and of course, guys, right, if you're going to trade this way, then, yeah, you can't be trading, for zero DTE contracts, okay? That's the next thing that we need to understand. I know there's a lot of levels to this, but, if we're going to be looking for a trade like this where we try to hold through a few days, we're not taking same week expiration 0 DTE, okay? So SMCI today, 900, 950. That's what I'm watching. AMD, very, very strong. Very, very strong. I hope you guys sort of caught some of this, man. I think we might have been one of the first to be saying, let's not forget about AMD here. And holy crap. I mean, what a squeeze. What an opportunity on the comeback for AMD. Just a monster move yesterday. Right off that 150 or right off that 160 hold. So if we go to the 4-hour chart and let's zoom out, 160 is right here. Hold on. I'll get it for you. 160 on the 4-hour chart was right here. 160, 160. A major 4-hour double bottom low here, right? Look at this. Major 4-hour double bottom low at 160 on AMD. AM Diesel. And yesterday, look at that 160 hold, man. That was a sick hold yesterday morning. We took the longs on that. Of course, I wish I had a little bit more size and a little bit more patience on her. But this was always just a scalp for me. I wanted to get that morning scalp and then hold my SMCI Nvidias. So I was just looking for that little buffer on the day. I got a nice push off that 160, got a nice profit, about 40%. But what a beautiful, again, right? Again, a 4-hour level. A 4-hour level. Using a 4-hour level to decide our intraday trades, right? That's the best. When you can trade off a 4-hour level, you can trust it, right? And that was sick yesterday. Now, AMD now had a level at 162, right? Look at this 162 level. So if we go to the 1-hour chart, 162, very nice previous high there on the hourly chart, also on the 4-hour chart. Look at that this morning, right? Look at that this morning. 162, look at that 162. Insane, right? Right there, 162. What a hold here. Pre-market upside. News coming out about Microsoft using AMD chips rather than Nvidia. So what am I watching today? I am watching for either this pullback to 165. That could be a sexy looking hold there, right? Or we're going to need to get above this. We're going to have to see something solid over that 168. If we're chasing this thing, which I really don't want to, which I might just look for SMCI and Nvidia today, if that's the case. But I'm going to need to see us above. I'm going to need to see us above this 100 SMA because the 100 SMA was the exact rejection point from yesterday, right? Look at this. So don't love that it's this high, right? I would like to see a pullback. I probably will require a pullback actually, and I'll probably just accept that I missed it. If not, I will be looking for a pullback to 165 today. 165 would be the very clean pullback of that previous rejection point. Let me show it to you real quick. Let me zoom in. 165 would be a very clean retest of this level right here, right? These previous highs right here and those previous lows, that would be a perfect little retest long that I will be looking for today. So 165 on AMD, 162, and then please be careful of like this 50 SMA, 100 SMA, and a lot of supply up around this 171 area as well. So I would like a pullback. Let's wait for it. MU, what a structured hold, right? What a structured hold again on MU. You can see right here, another 127.50 hold on MU. Structure has been holding, right? You can see right here, 127.50. Look how well that held yesterday. Look how well it's holding this pre-market. What's the very clear level? 130. So you can very clearly see your channel. 127.50 to 130. You guys know what to do. Break and holds, right, to either side. TSM, a little bit weak this morning, a little weak last night. Needed a pullback, but hold on, right? This may look weak to you, right? You may look at this and say, oh, TSM's weak. I'm not trading it. Now, hold on. Let's zoom out. Let's actually get the big picture here. Look at this, right? Look at this. Big watch here. 150.5, possibly down to 148. Either way, if we can hold this 150.5, which is maybe even just 151. It could be that whole zone. Let me go to the 30-minute, get a little bit more detail here. Right, look at this break and retest potential. You have previous highs, previous high here, break. If this is a retest hold, right, very interesting long today. So definitely watching that TSM 150.5 level. Previous sort of rejections here. Let's see if that's the hold, right? This could be your pullback long to be watching on TSM. All right. Let's go to Meta. I'm probably going to retire Meta, guys. I just think it's been a pretty shitty action lately. It's just sort of not moving with the market. And, yeah, I think semiconductors right now are the best things to be trading. They have the most volume. They have the most volatility. They have the most action. I'm going to stick to my semis here today. I'm not getting involved in Meta, so I'm not even going to talk about it. But 470, 473, the same levels, but Meta's just been a mess to me. Microsoft, that's interesting. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Why is that interesting? We talked about this level. Piff, where's Piff? Piff's here. I know he is. Piff knows this level. 420 Microsoft. Piff knows this level for multiple reasons. One, because he traded it, and the other is 420. You guys can see right here, right? That's an interesting watch there today. Don't got to say much more about that. Watch 420 Microsoft. 4-hour break and retest. Let's go to Apple. Apple is continuously holding over this very clear level here at 189.50, 189.60. Keep an eye on that today. That's very interesting. Keep an eye there. What else? Coin, 207. We know that's a level. Watch 207. I must have lost $100,000 on Meta. Man, if I lost $100,000, I don't even know if I'd be here. I don't know how. I am nowhere near losing $100,000 on a trade. Maybe one day, but not right now. All right, next. SMCI, we already talked about it. AMD, look for 165. SMCI, look for 900. Nvidia, look, oh man. Please wait. Please wait for us. Please. Please wait for me. Don't go. This looks so good. I really want to look for that today. Let me take a deep dive in Nvidia, though. Let's do a quick deep dive here. This will be the last thing we do, probably. I want to deep dive because we do have to be a little bit cautious of where this could reject. I'd say we watch like this 952 right here. That's that little wick high, or that little, late day high that rejected there, right? Be a little bit careful there. See this? Right there. So I'm going to keep an eye on that level. Be careful of that rejection there around that 952. A little bit of midday rejections here. What is that? 947. A little bit of midday action there. You can see a couple of those wicks that set up around there. So we'll be careful around some of this. But I would say if you get anywhere near this 936, if you get into this kill zone, right? This is the kill zone. This is my kill zone. And if we get down in here, I'm looking for the kill, right? I'm looking for that entry point. So let's see. This looks very interesting today. And I would be eyes on Nvidia. If you missed the entries, guys, okay? This is important. If you miss this and Nvidia's up here, right? If Nvidia's up here, do not start chasing, all right? This is very important. There's a difference between taking a good entry and then chasing the shit out of it, okay? If you are up here today and you missed this long and Nvidia is now trading right here, that is no longer an entry, okay? That is a rejection potential. So if you're going to try this, it has to be at a good entry point. If you get above it and you start squeezing and you're not in it already, be careful just starting to randomly take the longs into that 960. All right, be careful up there. All right, guys, I got to post some stuff in the Discord. I'm a little behind today, so I'm going to run. I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. If you did, press that like button. Subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys all have a fantastic weekend. The Rangers will be waiting. Man, we got a little vacation. The boys are going to go head to Cancun and wait for the Bruins and the Panthers to figure out who the hell is going to win. Eastern Conference Finals. Here we come. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys on Monday. Peace out. Hold on. Go to Trade Brigades, TBs. Go to TB stream. Everyone spam Go Rangers. Hold on. Is he live? He is live.
Building your online business?
All right, here we go. Go Rangers. Come on, I need help. Once I see someone post it, I'm going to post it too.
All right, that is what we've got out of the DS here on the 15-minute time frame side for our pathing. Let's quickly take a look at the S&P cash ETF. So mention snapshot if you'd like, and it's going to disappear in 3. Give it a countdown. 2. 1.
There it is. I want to see. All right, let's see if he notices. All right, guys. Peace.